Hey, welcome. Today we're going to step into the lab, well, kind of like a chemical kitchen, to uncover one of the most fundamental skills in all of science, how to whip up a perfect chemical solution completely from scratch. I mean, really think about it. Whether you're in a high-tech lab developing new medicines or just in a high school classroom for an experiment, getting the measurements exactly right is everything. So how in the world do they do it every single time?
Well, let's dive in. The absolute best way to wrap your head around this is to think of it like cooking. You've got your ingredients, the chemicals, and you have a recipe that tells you the exact amounts to use. In chemistry, we call that recipe stoichiometry. It's basically the science of measuring the ingredients for a chemical reaction. So come on, let's grab our lab coats and get to work.
Okay, our first challenge. Think of this as baking a cake completely from scratch. We're going to take a solid powdery chemical, dissolve it in a liquid, and create a solution with a very specific strength. But before we start mixing anything, we have to understand how chemists talk about concentration. The key term you need to know is molarity, and we show it with a big capital M. You can just think of it as the strength of our solution. So, a 2 molar solution is way more concentrated, way more potent than a 0.1 molar one.
So how do we get that exact strength we're looking for? It all comes down to this one beautiful, simple formula. This is what connects the mass of a chemical, the stuff you can actually weigh on a scale, to the number of moles, which is just how chemists count molecules. It's the essential bridge between the world we can see and touch and the invisible world of molecules. Let's walk through our first recipe together. We're going to make 50 milliliters of a 2 molar sodium chloride solution. Yep, that's just regular table salt. So first, we figure out how many moles we need based on the strength and volume we want. Then we use our formula to turn that number of moles into a specific mass. And for this recipe, it comes out to exactly 5.844 grams. And check this out. This table shows how that recipe changes for different chemicals and different strengths. To make a 0.5 molar solution of magnesium chloride, we only need about 2.4 grams, and for that much weaker copper sulfate solution, it's just over a gram. See? Every single recipe is unique, and it all demands precision. This, right here, is stoichiometry in action.
Okay, so we've made our strong, concentrated stock solutions. That's great. But what if a recipe calls for something a little weaker? Well, you don't start all over again from scratch. You just dilute what you've already got.
And the key to this whole process is another super elegant formula. M1V1 equals M2V2. The reason this works is pretty simple, actually. When you add more water, the amount of the chemical itself doesn't change. The number of moles stays the same. It just gets spread out in a bigger volume. This little equation is the secret to watering things down perfectly every single time. Let's put it into practice. Let's say we want to make 100 milliliters of a weaker, 0.2 molar salt solution using our strong 2 molar stock. We just plug the numbers we know into the formula, and boom, it tells us we need exactly 10 milliliters of our strong stuff. So we measure that out, add 90 milliliters of water to get to our final volume, and voila, a perfect dilution. And here you can see the recipes for the other dilutions we need. Now take a look at solution F, that last one. We're cutting the concentration exactly in half, right from 0.1 molar down to 0.05 molar. So it makes perfect sense that the recipe is half stock solution and half water. The math just works. It's beautiful.
All right, let's move on to our next big challenge. We've made solutions from scratch, we've diluted them down. Now it's time to combine them into something totally new, a precisely measured chemical cocktail.
So here is the recipe for our final mixture, which we're just calling solution G. This chart shows you the exact proportions we need to make 50 milliliters total. We're going to need 25 milliliters of our salt solution, 5 milliliters each of the magnesium chloride and the copper sulfate, and then we'll top it all off with 15 milliliters of pure water.
Now here's the really cool part, the key insight. There's no new complicated magic here. To create this complex cocktail, we just used our trusty old dilution formula, M1V1 equals M2V2, 3 separate times, once for each ingredient. That told us the exact volume we needed to take from each stock bottle. It just goes to show you how powerful and versatile these tools are.
Okay, it is time for the final boss. This is a challenge that comes up constantly in real labs. What do you do when the math tells you to measure an amount that's physically impossible to measure with your tools? So here's the scenario.
You need to dilute a stock solution by a factor of 2,000. The math tells you that to do this, you need to measure out some tiny, minuscule amount, like 0.05 milliliters. But your pipette, the main tool you use for measuring, just isn't accurate for anything less than 1 milliliter. So the math is right, but your equipment literally says, nope, can't do it. What now?
You can't make that dilution in a single step. It's like trying to cross a massive canyon in one giant leap. It's just not going to happen. So the solution is this incredibly clever workaround called a serial dilution. Instead of one giant impossible jump, you make a series of smaller, totally manageable jumps.
Here's how it works. First, you do a dilution you can measure accurately. Like you take 5 milliliters of your stock and dilute it to 100 milliliters. That's a 20-fold dilution. Now you have a new intermediate solution. Next, you take just 1 milliliter of that new solution and dilute it again to 100 milliliters. That's a 100-fold dilution. And then you just multiply the dilution factors, 20 times 100, and you've done it. You've hit your target of a 2,000-fold dilution, all with perfectly measurable steps. It's genius.
And that, right there, is really the big takeaway from all this. Stoichiometry isn't just some abstract math problem in a textbook. It's the real, practical, hands-on language of chemical precision. It's what allows scientists to get results they can trust, and it ensures that an experiment done in a lab today can be replicated perfectly in another lab halfway across the world tomorrow. It really is the foundation of modern science.
And this kind of precision is truly, absolutely everywhere. The medicine you take, the battery that powers your phone, even the specific taste of your favorite soda, all of them depend on a secret recipe built on the exact same principles of stoichiometry we just talked about. It really makes you wonder, what other invisible recipes are shaping the world all around us?